Boy, if you thought Mario Party 10's character roster was interesting, you're gonna get a kick out of this one. Hey there, people. Mario110 here, and I'm gonna be discussing Mario Tennis Ultra Smash's full character roster, and not to mention my reaction as a benefit. I'm not only gonna be telling you who's in it, but I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this as well. Again, like I did with Mario Party. Now, speaking of which, if you guys remember that game, you will know that the one character that just stuck out like a sore thumb, or I guess in this case, a fucking massively injured thumb, we'll call it that, was Spike. This character came out of nowhere. We did not know that this character was going to be a playable one in an actual Mario game. Like, that's crazy. A lot of people thought, oh man, they took out a character for this? Man, what a stupid decision on their part. What the heck were they thinking? If you guys want to check out that video, you can. It's old news now, but I guess it's cool to just kind of go back to the past a little bit. Especially considering what we're doing now. Now, before I actually get to talking about the full roster, I'm going to tell you guys a tiny story, and then we'll get started. Just to let people know on how I actually got proof of it. I'm just explaining myself, right? I'm not going to make a video without any promises, of course, so just bear with me. Long story short, let's just say that somebody out there uploaded a video of this game. And in this video, had footage of the character roster in the very beginning of it. After that, it just showed gameplay of the game. But the first 10 seconds or so, it showed the roster. And something came into my head. One, all the comments are going to be about the roster. And two, well, something tells me they're going to be deleting this video soon. So my gut told me, you know what? You should save a picture of this. Download it on your computer before the evidence is gone. And so I did just that. And what do you know? Hours later, the video was taken down. And so I thought to myself, yes, I got evidence now. So, without further ado, let's actually get to showing it. You guys ready? Because I know I'm not. Anyways, here it is. Now, what do you see? First and foremost, let's look at the very bottom, shall we? Can you make out this silhouette here? You're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell is this? Or two, you know what it is, and you're like, what? What? This is Spike all over again. And yeah, that seems like what it is. If you haven't noticed it by now, I'm not even kidding you. This is Sprixie from Super Mario 3D World. Yeah, you know those fairies that you save in the game? That Bowser kidnaps? The Sprixie Kingdom? That's a playable character. Wrap your mind around that for a second. Sprixie. Playable. In a tennis game. I want you to wrap your mind around that. When I saw this, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I'm like, what? Well, Nintendo always likes to have that one character, right? I mean, Mario Party 9 also had, like, Kamek / Magic Koopa. Different regions had different names. I forget what I have. But anyway. A lot of games nowadays seems to have that one character that makes you question, what the hell? Now, do I think that this is a bad decision? Well, I don't think it's bad, but I'm questioning why the hell she's there. Like, Sprixie playable? Like, what? That's crazy. Oh my god. Okay. For now, okay, let's just look at the other characters. Let's see here, shall we? So, you have the standard fare, other than that. But I also see Toadette, Bowser Jr., and what looks to be Dry Bowser as well. So I was actually hoping for Dry Bowser to come back. My girlfriend loves him very much, but that's not the only reason why. I actually enjoy him as well. Some people are probably thinking to themselves, Dry Bowser is just a clone of Bowser. Actually, you'd be surprised he's not. Bowser is actually in the Power class, and Dry Bowser is in the Defense class. So gameplay-wise, they actually are different. They're not just cosmetic. Gameplay-wise, they're actually different. Also, another interesting thing to note, Rosalina's stat is Power as well. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, fucking Sprixie! Sprixie! And I guess the next thing I'll do is show evidence that this is a real thing. It's like a silhouette, but people are probably thinking, oh, well, how do you know that's the Sprixie? I actually got the exact picture. Let's have a look. All right, let's just try and get this exact here. And boom. Does that not look like a Sprixie now? Let's remove it again. Boom. Look at that. It's a perfect match. And logic would say, well, if they're going to put Sprixie in this game, they're obviously going to use the green one, because if you've played that game, you know that the green one is the main Sprixie. And what do you know? I got the picture of the green Sprixie, and it matches up perfectly. So, yeah, Sprixie's a playable character. Now, as for the newcomers, as Nintendo promised, in my last Mario Tennis video, I mentioned that characters from the Mario universe will be joining the tennis roster for the first time. My prediction on Rosalina came true. The other two were Toadette and Sprixie. I'm surprised that Toadette's never been in a Mario Tennis game before. That's interesting. Sprixie, though? Well, you know my thoughts on that. Yeah, interestingly enough, all the newcomers are females. That's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Sprixie. Also, on the very, very bottom right of the picture, you notice that there's a watermark and it says G. This icon actually means GameSpot. So remember how I said somebody uploaded the video without realizing that showing this was a bad idea? Well, they deleted the video, and now they re-uploaded the video without that beginning part. And that's GameSpot. That's what they did. Some people are probably thinking, well, is this roster for real? Is this really the case? I mean, look at the character icons. They just look like reused icons. Like, we've seen Mario like that before. We've seen Luigi like that before. All of this character art that we see on the select screen, they're like old. They're reusing old pictures of these characters. Well, think of it this way. It's proven that Rosalina is a playable character, and her icon is reused as well. So, it's real. You just put two and two together, you'll know that this full roster that you see here is 100% legit. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. Actually, no, I have one more thing to say before I go, and this is for sure now. I noticed that in this game, there's 16 characters, and that's kind of an issue. Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64, that had 16 characters. You would think, I don't know, 3 generations later, they could have a bigger roster, but no, I guess not, right? What am I thinking? Silly thought. Like, why is there only 16? Like, Mario Power Tennis, I think that game had 18 characters. 18! Mario Tennis Open, the last one, had 16 characters. Well, okay. Mario Tennis on the 64 had 16 main characters, and with the Game Boy Color functionality, there was an extra 4. And then, in the case of Mario Tennis Open, the main cast was 16 characters, and there was more through, like, other means. Like, more colors of Yoshi's, and then maybe, like, there's Metal Mario, like, with QR codes or whatever. And in the case of Mario Golf World Tour, their last game before this one, they actually had downloadable content for it. So that raises a question. Is there going to be DLC for this game too? Because there could be a lot more room on this rectangle in the middle of the screen. They could easily add more. They could shift the panel up and put more down below. They could easily do that. Not to mention, like, this roster doesn't look complete. Like, it's the full roster, but in the case of DLC, there could be more, is what I'm saying. Like, that's upsetting. I hope there's DLC in this game. I mean, this game can go online, so it can connect to the internet, obviously, and that's how a game receives updates. So there's that going for it. And World Tour getting DLC, there's that going for it as well. I really hope that this is not the full roster. I hope that there's going to be DLC, because if there isn't, to an extent, this roster does disappoint. Is it an okay roster? For sure. It's not a bad roster, but at the same time, because there's only 16 characters, it's very low. There needs to be more than 16. Mario Tennis on the 64 had 16. And we're now 3 generations later. There is no excuse. I mean, where's Diddy Kong? Where'd he go? I'm pretty sure he was a series staple. Not in every single title, but he's a staple, I think. And Baby Mario, I mean, we're used to seeing him around too. I don't know where he went. But yeah, clearly this roster is not complete. If it is complete and there's no DLC, I will be disappointed. I wish that there is more. But nevertheless, without DLC, this is the full roster. And if there is DLC, there will obviously be more. This is all there is for the main game, unfortunately. So we could be getting more via DLC, like I said. So yeah, I guess that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think, because, well, I told you what I thought, and it's kind of upsetting. I assume that that's what your guys' feelings are. I told you guys about the whole GameSpot story and how they uploaded a video they shouldn't, having this section in there and then re-uploading it without it. But I got a picture of it before they did it, so I have evidence. Anyways, that's it for this video. 14 minutes, or that's what I have without editing it, at least. So let me know what you guys think. See you next time.